Hey everyone, and welcome to Spidey Land 1.0. It's going to be the first video that I'm going to do, and basically I want to do a time in history video of how the town looks now at just under 6,000 population, because I haven't been able to get a university yet. So I thought it was a good time to stop, pause, and have a look at my town and see what's happening. Also, if you find out that I have done something wrong or I need some improvements, put it down in the comments below so that I can then implement that in the future build for Spidey Land, and then the next video we'll see how it goes and if there are any changes that need to be made. So what I'm going to do is first of all show you the zoning on how it goes. So now I have been putting some residential zoning here on the right all the way through to the water, where I made a nice little waterfront housing village area. And then in the main street I've been trying to make it the blue commercial zoning here for a lot of the businesses here, which will then capture a lot of the sound and not get too much into the actual residential area. And down the back right here, what I've done is I've kept the industry to itself. Again, pollution, and also look at the land. It has degraded the land here a lot, and there's a much more noise pollution here. So also, what I have done as well for increased expansion and diversity, we've gone a little hilltop village here on the left. So a lot of the stuff has the green residential. There's a few little elementary schools, high schools in here as well. We'll get further into that when I do the actual layers and we'll see. But that there is working out pretty nice. Now, what we're going to do is have some future releases for residential down here, but I have no idea what I'm going to do at this little back left corner here. Maybe again, business area, maybe with a bit of a mix of residential and industry all the way down the back, just to try and keep it all separate. But let's have a look. So when we go to the layers, let's have a look at the info. So electricity, everything's connected, and I've used very little actual electricity poles. So everything's connected just by touching. We've got underground power, very, very nice. And so the electricity usage is sitting pretty nice. Now I did have one coal power station for a long time, and then a few little wind turbines. I did, because of the expansion, have to go to a second, so I've got two little coal power stations and then some wind turbines, as you can see around. Onto the water. Now the water, everything is nice and connected, except for a little bit in the middle just here, which I haven't decided what I'm going to put just there yet, but everything's connected with the pipes. And I did for a long time get away with one intake and one outtake, but as the city started to grow, I had to add in one more of each, so therefore we've got two intake, two outtake, all the way down the bottom there, and we're well in the green there, so that's not a worry. Landfill, all right, landfill, I haven't actually unlocked the incineration plant yet, so I was going okay with one at the moment, but the landfill usage started to get up around 50%, so I then chucked in another two just to be sure, and I am going to be moving this one very shortly back down there to make a big super landfill area until I can get that incineration plant. Education, all right, education, this is what we've got. Elementary schools, we have quite a few in the suburbs, 3 on the right, and we've got 2 on the left, making a lot of availability there for people to get educated, which is going to be nice for the city in the future. High schools, I've got 3 of them as well. I'm trying to space them out evenly, so the first one I actually put in was straight down the middle here in the guts, and then I went to the right-hand side here, to try and accommodate for all these people in these houses here for the suburban area there. And then also the last one was just here, third, and on the actual hill. Haven't got a university yet, haven't got enough people. I think I need 7,500 and some crazy amount of money as well. Happiness, look at the happy rating. Everyone's happy. I've got no offices yet, but I'll chuck them in and they'll be happy. It's a good area. Health, so I did have the one hospital for quite a while, and it did work pretty well, and I did just sort of unlock the big hospital here, so I chucked that in, and healthcare is fantastic. Health, average health age, that's pretty good, and death care, I am surviving with just the one cemetery. Surviving. So onto levels here. As you can see, we've got a bit of a mix in relation to residential levels. This is the more established area over here. You can see a bit more dark green, which is good. Wind direction, that is pretty much just for the turbines, so they're placed where they need to be, that's fine. Traffic, now this one here is something that I will probably need your help with, because as you can see, I'm starting to get some orange and dark orange areas coming from the highway into my town. So This is something which will change in the future. So I'm doing this little time in history mainly for the traffic. Even though we are at 92%, looks pretty good on the stat here, but I can see this definitely becoming an issue for me. So if you have some suggestions, let me know what to do about traffic management. The pollution, again, what I'm doing is I'm trying to keep all the pollution down to the industrial area here, and I'm doing that really well at the moment. I don't see any need to move them up into any of the green or blue areas, so we're going to keep that as it is. Noise pollution. Now, noise pollution, very heavy on the industrial side, a bit on the commercial side, and a little spots here where I've put general stores, quickie marts, little neighborhood stores, just to get a bit of diversity in there to make sure that they actually have some kind of corner stores there. So a lot of stuff that I might have to keep an eye on as well. Let me know how you've done it as well if I need to fix that up. Fire safety. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fire stations, and I'm sitting at 35%. So I don't want to add any more because that's a lot, but everything seems to be working out okay. So I'll probably have to put another one maybe at the top left corner here. Crime. As opposed to the fire stations, I've got 1 police station and crime rate is 6%. That's pretty good. Now, I did unlock the police headquarters, so I'm going to have a look at that and maybe put that, I don't know, maybe next to the hospital again to make another big building area there, or we'll see what we do in this top left corner here, and we'll see where we can put some extra offices. Bus routes. Okay, I've got the 1 bus station just down here. I haven't really been making full use of that. I've got 2 bus routes. One goes from the bus stop down into the industrial zone, comes up into the first residential zone, does a loop around and terminates back at the bus stop. The other one that I've got is on the opposite side of the road, comes up towards the highway, goes into our second residential zone, does a few little loops around there, a few stops in between there, comes back down around and stops where it starts again. I might have to be putting in a few more, so we'll see how we go in the future. Population, we're looking pretty good. 31 births as opposed to 19 deaths, so population is rising. That is a positive. Outside connections, all right, so we've got imports, as you can see. Exports, not too many actually, so we've got to work on that. And tourism, that's actually pretty good for tourism. That's not bad. I'm happy with that. Land value, as you can see, we've got some nice blue there. Blue is the base that you really want to work on, and green, we've got some nice high value stuff. Hopefully that gets better residential houses and gives us more growth and more money and more taxes. Natural resources. Now, I skip over this because I don't know exactly what it is. If you know what it is and you can explain it to me, write it in the comments below and help me work this out because I just skipped this. Districts, same thing as well. I got no idea. I just use this little tool down the bottom here to set my zoning, but I don't know what districts are. So if you want to, explain it to me and we'll see how we go with that. Leisure, now you've definitely got to have some parks in. So I've been putting in quite a few parks to make sure people are happy, except for the really in the residential, in the industry zone. So I don't really know if they need them down there. So we'll see what we do. Terrain, now this is what I'm working with. So you've got high side on the left here, you got level in the middle, and you got low side, which is where the water is. So that's what that is. Traffic routes, all right, this is something that I have very little knowledge on and I will need a bit of help in relation to it. I haven't touched it really at all. Junctions have been set and forget. I haven't done anything yet. I might look into it in the future. Let me know what to do in relation to it, whether I should be doing traffic stop signs or traffic lights, or whether I should just let things go as it is, and if there's a problem I can then address it then. So, and the routes, I don't really know what happens there, so let me know. And with that, that is my little town. That's little Spidey Land. So this is going to be the first video. I'm going to use this to see how it's like in the future and do a little before and after as well. So there's going to be different stages. So this one here was at 5,830 population, and we'll see what the next video is. All right, thanks guys. Thanks for watching. And if you've got any tips, leave them down below. Cheers. On a side note, I did forget to say thank you to Doonside from the Bagging 11th. He recommended this game. It is good. I'm liking it, and he loves a good rap. Good on you, mate. Keep up the good work.